We're looking at Day Tripper today. This is part one, and this is going to be the single notes part, which is probably the coolest part because it's the part that we recognize the most. Let me play it for you. Well, I kind of just did play it for you, but let me play it for you with the backing track, and then we'll talk about it. 1, 2, 3, and... So what I've done for this one is I've transposed it from the original key, which is E major, that's how the Beatles recorded it, to C major. And the reason I did that is so everybody can play it on their ukulele. And by transposing it to C, it means we can avoid this fourth string. So it doesn't matter if you have a low G or a high G here. So we're totally taken care of. This first lick now is basically going to be off of a C or C7 chord. And let me play it for you. 3, 4, and... I'm going to use my thumb for this one to pick all the notes. I think it's just easier and it sounds cool for this one. It's going to start off with an open third string. You're just going to hit it once. 1, and 2, and. So that first note is a dotted chord note. It gets 1.5 beats. So besides only just teaching you the lick, I want to teach you the timing of it. So when we play with that backing track, you know where these beats are instead of just trying to guess. All right, so we're going to have a dotted chord note on beat 1. So it's going to go 1 and 2. And then on the and of 2, we're going to hit 3. So this is the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. And I'm using my 2nd finger. Then I'm going to slide up with my 2nd finger to the 4th fret. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Then on the and of 3, I'm going to play my 1st finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And I'm actually going to, you can bar it here because you're going to then play the 1st string, 3rd fret. Then I'm going to use my pinky on the 2nd string, 6th fret. And that's the whole first measure. So let's play that. 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2. Let's do it again. 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and one more time. 2, 3, 4, and... Now the next part. So the next part, which is measure 2, the next lick's going to come in on beat 2, and it's going to be here on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. I'm going to play that once. Then with my 3rd finger, I'm going to go to the 1st string, 5th fret, play that once. And again, that's on beat 2. And then I'm going to hold that out to the and of 3, where I'm going to go back to the 2nd string, 3rd fret once. Pinky on the 2nd string, 6th fret, and then the last note is on the 1st string, 3rd fret. So just measure 2. Remember, it starts on beat 2. 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and let's slow it down. 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, again, 3, 4, and 1. 2, and 3, and 4, and. That ends on the and of 4, but when you repeat this pattern, you got to get right back to your open 3rd string and play the lick again. So let's play the whole lick. Let's just play it once, no repeat. Here we go from the top. 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Then when you repeat it, you just go right back to 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1. One more time without me counting. So that's all over a C7 chord. And it's a little more difficult to play than you might think. So take it slowly, build it up, and make sure you count. That lick is going to be 6 times. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take that same lick and we're going to transpose it to a new chord. So instead of being on C, we're actually going to play on A. And to play this lick in A, what we have to do is we have to start now on the 3rd string, 5th fret, and that's going to be, again, your dotted chord note, so it's going to go 1 and 2, and then on the end of 2, you're going to go 8, 9, remember that's your 2nd finger, this is all on the 3rd string, so 8th fret, 9th fret, then with my 1st string, I'm going to hit 8 on the 2nd string, and then roll it down to 8 on the 1st string, then up to the 2nd string, 11th fret with my pinky. Okay, so that's just that first bar, so let's just do that. 3, 4, so it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. Let's loop it. 3, 4 and 2. 1, 2. I'll count this time. 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2. One more time for the heck of it. 3 and 2. Now the second measure of this lick, remember just like when we played it in C, is going to start on beat 2. And I'm going to play with my 1st finger here on the 2nd string, 8th fret. Then my 3rd finger is going to go on the 1st string, 10th fret. Then we're going to go back to the 2nd string, 8th fret. Pinky up on the 2nd string, 11th fret. And then 1st finger on the 1st string, 8th fret. I know that's a lot, so let me just play that second part. Okay, remember it starts on beat 2. 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2. Again, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Again, it's just like when we played it in C, it's just transposed to a new chord, which is A. So let's try the whole lick here in the key of A. 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2. Now, we only play the lick one time in a song. But for now, why don't we loop it a few times just to get practice. So here we go. 3, 4, and 1, 2. Again. And last time. So after we play that lick one time, we go back to the C lick and we do that one time. Let's try that. 3 and. And then that's going to end here our part 1. So let's try that. Remember, we're going to play the first chord to C7 6 times. Then we're going to transpose it up to the A chord once, and then back to the C chord once, and then we're going to cut it. Here we go. This is a slow backing track. 1, 2, 3, and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. Two more times. Here we go. And then if you wanted to hit one last note at the end, you would just hit your open 3rd string C open. Make sure to practice that nice and slow. So make sure you can play it at that tempo first. Or if that's even too fast, just slow it down. Make sure you count use a proper fingering and get all those notes nice and clean. Because you know what I like to do is I always like to do it with the fast backing track. And this fast backing track is how the Beatles recorded it, and it's actually pretty quick. So you almost want to have these licks memorized so you don't have to look at anything and just have your fingers almost get that muscle memory going on. We're doing the same thing. We're going to do the first chord, C7, 6 times, and then we're going to go up to the A once and then back to the C once. All right, let's see how we do. 1, 2, 3, and... Notice I hit that last note C just a little late, but I actually did that on purpose. So you don't even really need to play it if you don't want to, because there's actually more to the song, the chorus, but that's part 2. This isn't for this video, this is part 1. And by the way, the backing track sounds killer, doesn't it? But get this down, because when we do the next video, you're gonna have to still play this part. Okay, that's gonna do it for now, and we'll see you in the next video.